If you're a man under the age of 35, you need to wake up. If you're a man under 35, you need to wake up right now. There's something big that's getting ready to happen. Since about 6 or 7 a.m. this morning, my Verizon wireless phone has been down. Maybe you have Verizon, maybe you don't. Maybe you think that it's okay to click off this video, but I promise you, if you watch this video all the way to the end, you're going to get some brutal, honest advice from a man that's 36 years old. You're running out of time. And so this is going to be important for you to watch. I pray that you take what I'm going to say very seriously and you allow this message to begin to bless you and to reshape some of the things that you're thinking about in your mind. If you are under the age of 35 years old, you're running out of time. You see, I messed over my 20s. I did not take my 20s serious. And I honestly believe what we were seeing today, what we're seeing happen in the world right now, you don't have the same liberties that I had to waste an entire decade of your life with silly, frivolous things. And so one of the things that we need to begin to do is start cutting out things that are not taking our lives forward. And so as a man, one of the things that you will find yourself spending the most amount of your financial capital, emotional capital, spiritual capital, relationship capital on is the relationship that you have with women. And so in your 20s, in your early 30s, you want to be very sure that the woman that you're in a relationship with, whether that's a girlfriend, whether that's just a friend in general, whether that's a wife, that you have selected the right one. The Word of God says, the Bible, something that most people don't want to hear anything about today, says that bad company corrupts good morals. Bad company corrupts good morals. And so if you're spending time with a woman who is not part of the plan for a purpose in your life, a woman who is not pulling out the best of you, a woman who is not helping you to move into your purpose, then you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to reevaluate what's going on. I spent my 20s chasing women. I spent my 20s going to clubs and parties and spending ungodly amounts of money on women, thinking that I could buy their time, I could buy their attention. And that was like the dumbest thing that I ever could have done. One of the things that I've learned in my 36 years of life the hard way is that the more you chase a thing, the more you go after a thing, the more it will resist, the more it will elude you. And so instead of chasing women, if you would just begin to walk in your purpose, everything in your life that is meaningful and good and permanent will begin to find you. It will begin to find you. It will begin to show up in front of you. The doors to that thing will begin to open. Okay? So that's the first thing, is that as a man, you need to get your desires, your appetite towards women in check. If you are struggling with lust, if you are struggling with corn, then you need to get in check, because one of the most attractive qualities in a man, you will hear women say, is confidence, is security, is self-control. And by you chasing women, by you going out of your way to validate yourself through just casual sex, you are showing the world that you do not value yourself. You show the world, you show everyone else outside of you that you have no control, no self-control, at least. And so these is one of the first areas that you must attack and that you must get under management. The second thing that you need to get under management is your time. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your time as a man? Most of us, if we're being honest, if you have not already begun to model and moderate your time and audit your time, you're spending time on things that have no value, that outside of today will bring you no return on investment. And so the first thing I began to do 2 years ago is begin to wake up as early as humanly possible. I started to notice that there was a pattern between highly successful men and where I was in life. And so one thing that happens in life, they say, is that success leaves clues, that you don't necessarily have to buy any course, that you don't necessarily have to do anything other than begin to observe what are the patterns, what are the protocols, what are the rules, what are the laws that successful godly men are implementing in their life every single day. And you begin to act on those things. You begin to replicate and model those things in your life, and you will start to see the benefits and the results that they're having. You will start to see those results in your own life. And so one of the things that changed with me, I started to get up at 4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m. Now, this was very tiring. This was very hard in the beginning, but I started to have a grace to do it. Now, one of the things that I noticed in getting up at 4:30 a.m. was that I started to have discipline. I started to understand that my life was going to move forward with intention and intentionality, that I wasn't just going to let what was going to happen that specific day just happen to me. I was going to do something about it, that I had the power to change my day. And it started with how I started. I'm going to say again, you have the power to change your day. You have the power to change your life. And it starts with how you start. How you start a thing is usually going to be the way that you finish a thing. One of the things that my millionaire mentors, they would always tell me specifically is how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you start the day in a lazy, unintentional way, it's no wonder why you're not where you want to be. It's no wonder why you're not getting the results in life that you thought that you would want to get. Okay, so these are the first two areas that you need to start getting in check, no matter where you are as a man. Controlling your sexual appetite, controlling your time. The third thing I think is vital important for a man, that no matter what type of background, no matter what type of spiritual background that you come from, is that you need to start telling the truth. You need to fall in love with telling the truth. And once I started to begin to be aware of the little lies, the little, the white lies that we tell. Sometimes it's not to other people. Sometimes it's literally simply to ourselves. Did you say that you were going to get up at 4:30? Did you say you were going to call this person back at a certain time? Did you say you were going to wash the dishes for your girl? Did you say that you were going to do such and such? Did you do it? Every day we have a choice. Our brain, our minds is taking note of the choices and decisions that we make. It's taking note of the truth that we tell ourselves. And that's one of the reasons why most men never reach their peak of success, is because they have become so used to telling themselves small lies that when it's time to actually do something great, when it's time to do something grand, when it's time to do something beyond yourself, you don't trust yourself enough that you're going to follow through on it, because you don't follow through on anything else. And so we must begin to tell the truth. Today, decide, write down today's date, September 30th. 2024, I decide that I'm going to tell the truth in every situation. I am going to tell the truth in every circumstance. I am going to hold myself accountable to truth. These things started to change me as a man. These things started to allow me to be able to be moved and aligned with my purpose. And one of the misconceptions is that I think most men think that if you don't have $1 million in the bank, that you have no value. And that's not true. Your word can be that capital. Can people trust what it is that you say? There are people in my life that I know right now who have the means that if I told them, hey, this is what is going to happen, this is what I specifically need to do this specific thing, and this is what's going to happen next, this is going to be your return, or this is what is going to come back to you, because I'm being sincere, because I'm being truthful, they would give it to me, right? And so you don't have to have $1 million. You have to have the core things that make a man, and that is your word. How accountable is your word? How reliable is your word? Can people trust on you? Can people depend on you? When you show up, do you show up with an excellent mind? Do you show up with an excellent spirit? Do you show up in excellence? These are all questions that we need to ask ourselves every single day. And so I wasted my 20s partying. I owned a successful information publishing company. Living here in Las Vegas, one of the things that you can quickly get sucked into is the nightlife, the club life, popping bottles, turning up, standing on couches, doing everything that you see your favorite rapper, favorite hip hop, and now influencers doing. I was doing it. I was living that life. It's funny. I laugh at this now. I would go to the club pretty much Monday through Sunday, every single day. Or it was actually Monday through Saturday. There wasn't really any clubs that were popping on Sunday. So Monday through Saturday, I was in the club every day. You could find me at a different nightclub every day. You could find me out there just living a life, getting drunk. I had a business, and for the most part, that business didn't require me to do a lot of work, and so I didn't. I took advantage of the opportunity that was in front of me, but I didn't take advantage of the opportunity in front of me. I'm gonna break that down. I took advantage of the opportunity in front of me because it was so easy to make money in this opportunity. Essentially, I had an email list, about 32,000 people that I could market to, and I could promote products and services. Some of them were my own products and services. Some of them were other people's products and services, and I would get a commission. And so the second that I sent out an email, no matter what time of day it was, no matter what time of night it was, money came in. It wasn't always a lot of money. Sometimes it was $100. Sometimes it was $200. Sometimes it would be $1,000. Sometimes it would be $3,000, $4,000. Sometimes, I would make big deals, and sometimes it would be like $20,000. And so when money is coming in like that, faster than what you know what to do with it, then you get in these traps. You start to do what you see other people do. You start to do what you think other successful people are doing. And so for me growing up, the most successful people that I saw were, basketball players. They were NBA athletes, or they were entertainers. They were rappers. And at the time, my favorite rapper was Drake. And so I wanted to be doing everything that Drake was doing. I remember even one October at Tao nightclub having a $4,000 table right next to Drake, before Drake was the Drake that we know today, right? Like before he was as big as he is then, having a table next to Drake, having tables next to LeBron James, having tables next to Derrick Rose, having tables next to all these, NBA players. And I thought I was the guy. I thought I was doing something worthy. But it was like I was spending all this money really lying to myself, because there were people in the business field that I was in, and I would make an excuse to myself. The only reason why I'm spending this money today is because if one opportunity comes from it. If I meet the right one person who could invest in the business, or who I could make a connection with, then me spending these thousands of dollars was worth it. And I would lie to myself, because with drinking alcohol, with partying, with smoking, with doing drugs, one of the things that happens is you have the night that you do the thing, and then usually you have a recovery day. And so I started to notice that I was losing, every time I would drink, that I would be losing 2 days. And maybe you can find this in yourself. You're doing these things because you think that they're bringing you status. You think that they're bringing you attention. And some of these things may be bringing you temporary satisfaction. You may be getting some type of temporary gain from doing these things, but ultimately in the long term, you're killing yourself. You're killing your hopes of building anything significant. And now I look at the people who are building the most significant things in the world, the people who really have money, the billionaires of this world. You don't see them out popping bottles. You don't see them out doing these shenanigans. Again, I want it all. I want the big stuff. I don't want the little things. Are you letting life just happen to you? Are you letting life just continue to happen? The World Economic Forum, the people, the powers that be, people who are smarter or claim to be smarter than all of us, right? Back in 2020, they came out with a report that basically stated there's going to be 97 million jobs that are going to be lost in 2025. They know something that we don't. And so if you're spending all your time partying, chasing women, by 2026, you're going to wake up, you're going to be broke, you're not going to have a home, you're going to not be in a situation that's going to be fun or ideal, you're not going to have any options, you're not going to have a choice, you're going to be a slave to their system. They're going to make you a slave with no jobs, with no prospects of jobs, with impeding potential war happening here, possibly on U.S. soil, seeing things that we've never seen before. What are you going to do? You need to wake up now. You need to begin to put some type of plan in action. You need to start doing something different. If your aim in life is to just to chase women and to get drunk or to get high, again, it's going to be a sad reality when you wake up in 2026, 2027, and you see the whole world around you has changed. If you're in your 20s, if I could go back in time, what I would be studying is I would be learning how to speak effectively. Communication is the number one skill that you can learn that's not going to cost you a lot of money. All you need to do is start getting books, reading good writing. I would start with the Bible. First book you need to read. Second book you need to read is the dictionary. Get your vocabulary up. Be able to speak intelligent. Have an intelligent conversation with people. Articulate your ideas. If you can do those two things and know how to sell yourself, know how to sell an idea, know how to sell a vision, know how to sell a dream. Most of you guys have been selling dreams to women your whole life. So don't tell me you don't know how to sell. You've been manipulating, you've been coercing women into doing crazy things where I'm not going to talk about on this video. You guys, we all know what we've done as men, right? So don't tell me you don't know how to sell. Don't tell me you don't know how to put together a convincing argument. You need to learn how to sell. So if you learn how to speak, learn how to sell, then you're going to need to learn how to use technology, use AI, use some type of technology to create some type of system for you so that you are not the thing that's working, right? Your job has you working, specifically doing some form of manual labor or some type of, exchange of value of your time for money. And you need to create technology around yourself that can automate that thing for you. And so for me, one of the easiest things that I recommend to people is doing video. You could record yourself doing a thing and that thing could be working for you 24 hours a day. Right now, there are videos on the internet. I have thousands of videos on the internet. Some of them make me pennies per day. Some of them make me dollars per day. Some of them make me tens of dollars per day. Some of them make hundreds of dollars in a day. And so you need assets. you need to start putting together assets, and then you need to start taking better care of your health. Again, I know I'm not perfectly in shape yet, but I'm getting there. I'm out here, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm making better decisions of what it is that I'm putting into my body. What am I putting into my ears? What am I putting into my eyes? What am I putting into my mouth? What am I consuming spiritually? What am I consuming financially? What am I consuming visually? All of these things are things that you should be thinking about as a man every single day, because something is coming, something big is coming. And if you are not prepared, your family are going to be wiped out. Okay? I don't mean to scare you. I don't mean to alarm you. I am just telling you the brutal, honest truth. These people who are in power, they do not care about you. They don't care about your skin color. They don't care about your race. They don't care about your economics. They are trying to preserve themselves. They think the world is going to end. They think the best solution is eliminating people by starvation, by manipulation, by suppressing truth. And this is the brutal, honest truth. I don't know how long this video is going to be up, but you need to do something different. I pray that some of these things in this video have given you a light of where to start looking, where to start fishing, so that as you are beginning this journey, that you know exactly what to do. Okay? If you want any help with this, I'm putting together a small group of men who want to walk in truth, who want to walk in their purpose, who are tired of their 9-to-5 job, who want something bigger than themselves, who'll be a part of something bigger than themselves. If you want to be a part of a family that's growing, that's helping men, that's a safe space where you can talk through your ideas, where you can create visions, where you can find investors, where you can find other people who are willing to bet on you and take a shot on you, take a risk with you, then I want you to be a part of our community. I want you to text the word family to 702-608-1689. I want you to text the word family to 702-608-1689, and I'll reach back out. I'll respond to you. I'll have a private conversation with you and see if you qualify at this time for this family we're putting together of men who are taking control of their lives. If that's you, love to see you on the inside. If it's not, I'll be back with another video for you guys. God bless you. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.